Bienvenue au Germany vs USA. Aujourd'hui, nous parlons de la France.
Good now. Today we're going to talk about the French stereotypes. This is kind of a new concept Alex and I have been working on, where we're going to just talk about either debunk or verify stereotypes of countries that we've traveled together in. So, here we go, France.
The first stereotype we want to talk about is that the French people are arrogant and rude. What's your take on that, Jim?
I didn't know that was a stereotype. I just thought they were
It's just the
arrogant
case?
and rude. Yeah, no, I'm gonna say that the French sometimes come across wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Either it's their demeanor, or I wouldn't say they're arrogant, but their bedside manners are not always the best. So I'm gonna side on this stereotype has truth in it.
Okay. For me as a German, and I speak a little French, so when I go to France and I can speak French, they value that a lot. If you go there and don't speak French, then they hate you a little bit. So
my French needs to be touched up.
And I had a French girlfriend for a year, and so I'm saying no to the stereotype.
Next one up.
Next one, French women don't shave.
I guess I'll go first on this.
I'll have to disagree with that.
Yeah, I'm gonna disagree with that too. In my experience, I've never run across a hairy French woman, so I'm gonna just disagree.
No, I don't think that happened. No, that did not happen to me either.
Way to go, France. The French love wine, cheese, and baguettes.
Yeah, that's very true. Actually, the stereotype that you will have like French dude running across the street with a baguette, like on his forearm. They eat so many baguettes in France, so. And I remember, that's true. And wine and cheese is having dinner there takes forever also. So I think that is a true stereotype.
I agree. I think it's a good stereotype because, I like all those things as well. So yeah, I agree. They hate Americans.
They don't hate Americans.
I ate my painting. I don't think they hate Americans.
No.
I really don't. I think that Americans...
They despise them.
I think Americans kind of feel like because the French sometimes do come across as not as polite as they could be.
Right.
That some Americans feel like they hate us. But I'll be honest, I've been to France multiple times, and as much as I would like to throw in like a real bad story or something like that to say, like that, I've always had a wonderful time, and I've always been treated very kindly. And so I'm going to say false.
Okay. Yeah, I agree. I don't think they hate Americans, but they are the country in Europe, if I have to think of a country in Europe that dislikes Americans the most, or that is the country that will most likely dislike them. There's a lot of likes. Anyway, I think that would be France. I think no other country in Europe will have more of a clash with the American culture than the French culture, I'd say.
Yeah, no, that's definitely fair, but it's gotten better from the Bush era to the Obama administration.
Fun fact about the Bush era, some Americans changed the name from French fries to freedom fries.
Whatever floats your boat.
Next stereotype up is Paris equals France. So basically when people think of France, they will actually think of Paris. And that is very true, I think. A lot of people have that stereotype. But it's a shame because France has so much more than Paris to offer.
I'm going to agree with that. And I have a few things to say. One, I really like South France. It's really gorgeous and awesome. Two, first time I ever saw the Eiffel Tower, very disappointed.
Why?
I'd heard that when they got the Eiffel Tower in Paris, the French, the locals, were not happy about it.
Yeah.
And I was like, why? The Eiffel Tower, blah, blah, blah. Then I went to Paris. I went, it looks like a cell phone tower before there were cell phones. And it's really not that big. And there's a lot of people trying to sell me stuff underneath it. And then it lights up like a discotheque. So...
Yeah. I guess, but a lot of Americans will think of France as Paris, right?
Yes, absolutely. That's a true stereotype. But if you do ever have time to go around the countryside,
To
south,
Provence.
yeah, it's awesome.
It's really, really nice. I'm going to be in April in the Bretagne. I'm excited for that.
Good for you.
Yeah.
The French love their cigarettes.
I'll have to agree.
Absolutely, they love their cigarettes.
And they smoke them a lot. And often, I'm not sure if you can still smoke in restaurants in France, but thinking back, I think you might still be able to. So you would go into a restaurant, people will still be smoking in there, which is kind of weird.
Yeah, they love cigarettes. I would say more. I see more people smoking in France, but I mean, in general, smoking in Europe, parts of the United States, people smoke, but I feel like Americans have really gotten away from smoking.
Way more than Europe has.
Yeah, and
way
I mean,
faster also.
Yeah, just dropping it, which is great because I'm kind of anti-smoke. I just don't like being around it. So, but yeah, the French, too much smoke for me.
Next stereotype is the French have fantastic food and dinners take forever. Yes. My godmother is French, and when we went to their house and had dinner, it literally took 3.5, 4 hours. Because there were just so many courses and things that you would eat. You'd have cheese afterwards, and then had dessert afterwards. And
How many snails do you eat in 3 hours?
Actually, we didn't have any snails at all.
That's disappointing.
It's disappointing, but yes, really good food. Takes very long, but it's a great experience also.
The food is amazing. I have to agree. I mean, it's really amazing, and the dinners, the long ones, are totally worth it. The French, they're a lazy bunch. I'm going to say yes. Yes. Especially compared to American standards.
Everyone is lazy compared to American standards.
Yeah, but
like work-wise.
Yeah, work-wise is what I'm talking about. The French, yeah, they are. Now, I do have a little piece of information that I'll share with you in 1 second.
Okay.
But you'll have to share. What do you think?
I mean, if I think of France, I often think of strikes. They're very, like, the unions are strong, very, very strong in France, even stronger than they are in Germany. And so there are a lot of strikes. So you might, but that is, from a liberal point of view, that is them fighting for their rights, what they believe is their rights, I guess. So
glad they fight for something.
Yeah. I'll say no. I think that stereotype is false.
Fun fact about that stereotype, the average French worker works more hours a year than the average German.
And that is good because Germans are also not lazy because the French are not, and neither are the Germans. Even though they work even less.
French, yeah, you could work a little more.
French women are classy and beautiful. I will have to agree with that.
Yeah.
A lot of very pretty French women. And there's something about them that is that is really, really attractive.
They're hot?
No, I mean, it's not that they have their own kind of French, perhaps it's the language. I love the French language. So
the French language, I agree with this stereotype, but the French, they have the nonchalance of, I'm French about them, and they never really shake it. They don't, they kind of keep their French, like, just being French wherever they go. Kind of like,
oh, okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So, even like, people are going to like torch me for saying it, but it's true. Like, they have like this, just not a chip on their shoulder, but just a swagger about them, almost, which are all awful words to like describe a beautiful woman. But they're just confident. They're confident. They're pretty. They're comfortable with themselves. So yeah, totally agree. Beautiful women.
Yeah, my phone number is in the description.
Every French person eats escargot and frog legs with every meal at every hour.
It's false. Actually, the first frog legs I ever had was in Italy, in Rome.
Really?
In a Chinese restaurant.
What were you doing with your life?
It's just like weird. But escargot, snails, you will get those in France. And actually, my family, we always have escargot for Christmas dinner. So on the 24th evening, we always have snails.
So do you basically import them from France, or do y'all go out in the woods yourself and like get them up?
We import them from France, basically. Yeah, you can get them.
I just like to pretend that y'all go on Christmas Eve, like collecting.
Pop them out.
Yeah. Now, escargot, I like escargot.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to think when. I think the first time I ever had froglegs was down the bayou in Louisiana. So.
Oh, really? Did you have them there?
Yeah. So. It's all right, buddy.
Oh, sorry, man.
It's all right.
Those are a couple of stereotypes about France that we bunked or debunked or not bunked. Can you bunk a stereotype? We verified them, I guess, huh?
I would feel uncomfortable bunking a stereotype.
Okay. Oh, yeah, actually, oh, yeah, no, I get it. So we debunked them or verified them. I think that's it for today, right?
Tell us some of y'all's experience in France.
And your stereotypes.
Take it easy.
Oh, wow.